I'm gonna skate vert. This is what we all want. My skateboarding suffers. Have fun being creative. 10 hacks for skaters over 40 years old. I'm 41 and I can tell you every one of these will help you, especially if you're just a beginner. Okay, so the first one is the one of the most vitally important things. You're gonna need to warm up like an athlete, not a kid. Number one, warm up like an athlete, not a kid. That means some dynamic stretching. If I don't do this every time I go out, I'm gonna be feeling it. I'm gonna be feeling it mid the session and the next day. Not good. You wanna stray away from static stretching, because if you stand there and go like this, your muscles are not warmed up yet and you can make yourself more prone to injury. So this type of static stretching is something you wanna do after the session, not before the session. Before the session, you wanna get some of these dynamic stretches in. There's tons that you can do. I'll have to do a ton of research online and figure out the best ones. But for right now, I'll just give you a couple and you can just work on these. Basically, the basic idea here is you're gonna get the blood flowing to all of your joints. Your knees, your elbows, shoulders, hips, all of these things are in operation when you're skateboarding. So you have to get it prepped and ready. So that's skate hack number one. Skate hack number two. Choose your surfaces very wisely. Okay, so this place right here, I love it. You might notice I've been coming here a lot because the ground is so smooth. When you're over 40, you bounce back less well. You're not 16 anymore. You can't hit the pavement and get right back up and give it another shot just like you did before. So you wanna make sure the surface has as few cracks as possible. You can just roll and then it's nice and smooth. Most skate parks have nice smooth ground. Some are better than others, but you want to pick a skate park with really smooth ground, very mellow transition. You're not trying to like go to the top of this giant 12-foot quarter pipe and drop in unless you already got that. In that case, you probably don't even need to be watching this video because you're already a shredder. Although some of these tips are gonna help you anyways. Skate hack number three. Okay, so skateboarding is a workout. You are going to get out there, you're gonna roll around, you're gonna do tricks, and if you don't give yourself time to rest, your body is gonna get overloaded and you're gonna put yourself into a spot where you're very high potential for injury. So you have to have rest days. I recommend skating every single day, but for just a little bit of time every day, and that's to keep your muscle memory going. But if you go and you skate really hard, like let's say, well, if you're filming for a video part or you're trying a trick that you've never landed before, generally speaking, this is gonna take way more tries than normal. So after that day, you have to build in a rest day. It's absolutely mandatory. So you're gonna be skating so much, doing all these tricks, and then the next day, you're going to be resting. It is mandatory that you're going to be resting. All the tricks that I did for all of my video parts, well, not all of them. Sometimes I got lucky and would just land it, but usually it would be a day where the next day, my legs were so sore that I could barely walk. And it was just like, it was pure pain. So there are some recovery things that you guys can do. Epsom salt baths are really good. You can also do these leg sleeves. They're from this company called Normatec. And it basically puts pressure on your feet and then your ankles and then your knees, and it basically flushes the fluids up and down. And that makes it so I believe it's called lactic acid, the acid that is in your muscles that is making them sore. It flushes that out and your recovery time will speed up. Professional basketball players, marathon runners, they use these things to keep it going. So as a skateboarder, now you're over 40, you need to take this more seriously. It's not just like it was when you were a kid. You can't just go eat 4 chicken McNuggets and an orange soda and call it a day. Skate hack number 4, make sure that your equipment is right. One thing that I feel like has been helping me a lot lately are the dragon wheels. They still slide, but they are a little bit softer. Or you can just go to full-blown soft wheels, and you can also mess around with smaller boards, bigger boards. I am skating a 775 because this is what I skated when I was growing up. And whenever I go away from this size, my skateboarding suffers. So if you are skating an 8.5 or an 8.25 and you're trying to learn kickflips, mess around with maybe an 8. An 8 is a good like medium range width, and it might get that kickflip easier than you would if you just stayed on that larger board. Because the skinnier the board, the easier it is to flip. And then the wheels, make sure your bearings are good and your bushings are medium, soft, and you can mess around with softer wheels. So the softer wheels are easier on your joints. You're in your old age, you're rolling around. You probably, when you were 16, weren't thinking about, what is it gonna be like when I'm 40? Well, now you know. And you want to have equipment that helps you skate as long as you possibly can. The longer you're skating, the better. This is what we all want. Skate hack number 5. This one might be so obvious, but you might miss it. Go tech, not gnar. What do I mean by that? You're gonna learn tricks that are like difficult flat ground tricks, maybe even some freestyle tricks instead of jumping down stairs, handrails. Big ramps can be easy on your bones and your joints, etc., if you really know how to do it correctly. It's interesting, I was talking to Jaws, and I was like, Jaws, you can't keep this up. How are you gonna keep going when you're older and older? And he had the most interesting answer. He said, I'm gonna skate vert. And I thought, wow, that's fascinating. So you drop it on a vert ramp, the vert and the ramp itself is carrying your speed. There's not a ton of pushing. There's not a ton of energy involved, but the ramp is carrying the skater, right? And then when you fall, if you have knee pads and you know how to fall properly, you literally just go to your knees and slide. That's not to say that vert isn't dangerous or scary or whatever, it is. But as an older skater, do a bunch of flat ground tricks. Learn your flat ground. You can learn smaller things like manuals, and just have fun. Have fun being creative. Learn how to do the manuals, the tech ledge tricks, all of these things that you're like, oh, it's low impact. The lower the impact, the better, because in your older age, you do not bounce back as fast. I sprained my ankle a few weeks ago, and I'm still feeling it. When I was 16, I would have sprained that as bad as I did, and then I would have been back like 5 days later, full on the board, no pain, nothing. But now, many weeks later, I still feel it in that ankle. So that's the other piece you gotta exercise. Skate hack number 6, learn to fall. When you're skating, if you are always leaning forward and not backward like that, you're going to be better at bailing, but you really need to know how to fall. You need to know that when you're going down, you're just gonna let your body roll. You're not going to stick out an arm and try and stop yourself, either one, or your wrist, because that's what'll happen. You go to fall, you stick out your wrist and you think, oh, I'm gonna stop this. Your forward momentum is going so fast. All the weight of your body is gonna go right to this joint right here. Boom, you're gonna break your wrist, you're gonna break your arm. You can do the same thing with your legs, you can break your legs. So you have got to learn how to fall, which means as you're falling, you're gonna wanna tuck your limbs in and just let the momentum go, and you can just roll. And if you roll correctly, your momentum is gonna stop and you will be fine and you will be completely injury-free. You might have a bruise on your hip or something, but it is nothing like putting out your wrist and having all the poundage of all your body weight straight to that one joint, and boom, it's broken. Skate hack number 7. This one I feel like is really good. Skate early. Early in the day, early in the morning. There's a couple good bonuses to this. The parks are usually very empty. Skaters, they're not waking up early and going to skate. So the older dudes can get in early, go to the skate park and have an absolute blast on your session. Another reason why this is good, and it's very important, is your fatigue has not set in from the day. If you go and you do your entire day of work and then you're all exhausted and then you go skate, you are far more likely to get injured. I have 2 rules when I'm skating, specifically when I'm trying a really hard trick and I know, okay, this could be sketchy, I could get really hurt really bad. I never do it when I am tired or hungry. In my 31 years of skateboarding, every time I got injured, I was either tired or hungry. It was usually at the very end of the day. Maybe I had breakfast and no other meals at all, and I was skating, and then I just stepped just wrong or made some motion that was just quite incorrect, and then boom, broken my foot on both sides actually, from this exact same thing, tired or hungry. So watch for those 2 things. If you skate in the morning, you have a good breakfast, you get out there and skate, then do your day of work, do whatever you have to do that day. You're gonna be far happier, far less injury prone, and you're gonna be able to enjoy your skateboard for longer, which is exactly what we're trying to do here. Number 8, this is super, super important. You have got to stay hydrated, and another part of hydration can be magnesium. You can get a good supplement that has magnesium, and this is gonna help the stiffness in your joints. This is gonna help your soreness, and the water is going to hydrate your body. It's gonna keep those fluids going. Another thing I wanna say, because man, I realize in this I'm sort of making it sound like skateboarding is brutal. It's not. It's a really, really good, healthy exercise to get out and do, and to move your body and have your joints rolling and have the blood pumping. And especially because it doesn't really feel like a workout. It feels like you're focused on a trick, you're trying to land something new, and you're going for it, and you can be excited about that, and that can just keep you rolling forward. But in that process, your body is going to get worked out, which is awesome. Number 9, I absolutely love this one. It's film yourself for your own personal progress, not for likes. Who cares what people are gonna say on the internet? Who cares what people are gonna say when you post your trick? Do your trick and post it, and some people will give you great feedback, especially if you ask for it, but also you can see your own progression and you can learn from your own progression. I've been filming a lot of slow motion tricks on Instagram, TikTok, etc. Oops. I've been filming a lot of slow motion tricks, not for me to help myself learn, although I do learn from those, because you can really see the motions and break down from it. But I want to film every trick ever in slow motion for you guys, so you have a reference point. The slow motion tricks, or even fast motion, or even just filming yourself from the side, you can set up your phone, hit record, and then do your trick, and then post it, and have an absolute blast doing that. Film it for progression, not for likes. Who cares if you post a video and it gets 0 likes, 0 comments? You can go back and look at that video in 6 months or a year from now, and you can see A, how far you've progressed, but you can also look at yourself doing the motions and compare it to a slow motion shot of that same trick, and you can learn, oh, that's what the foot is doing. Just that alone can help you learn a trick and can help you have an absolute blast on your skateboard. So get out there, film your skateboarding for your own personal progression, not for likes. Number 10, redefine what it means for you to progress. Progression doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you kickflipped a 9 stair, now you're gonna kickflip a 15 stair. It doesn't have to mean that. It can mean not even necessarily learning a new trick. It could mean doing a trick that you know how to do more stylish, more consistent, better, the way you like it more. I have one skater friend who's just working on popping his ollies and making sure his back foot stays on the board, on the tail the whole time, and then go up and then working on the bone. And he's been working on that ollie for quite some time, and he's getting better and better and better, and he's having more fun on his skateboard, getting more consistent, and this is him progressing. It didn't mean he learned another 300 tricks, which he could. It just means, sort of like Bruce Lee says, I fear the man not who can do 100 different kicks, but who has practiced one kick 100 different times. You could literally just learn to ollie and just roll around the city or the skate park or wherever you are and just do ollies, as many ollies as you can in as many different ways as you can. Okay, so that's 10 skate hacks for skaters over 40. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love making these videos to keep you guys pushing stronger and longer. We have everything you need to learn how to ride a skateboard at brailleskateboarding.com. Keep pushing.